Okay, on to part 4 of this comparison, which is turning out a lot longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be one 15-minute video, but apparently I have a lot more to talk about than I thought. But sometimes that's a good thing, especially for how I used to be with this and seven just have like 4-minute videos. But now I'm actually like explaining and whatever you want to call it. But I'm definitely doing a lot more and putting a lot more effort into it, and this one I will actually be editing, hopefully. Like, yeah. But anyways, let's get into episodes finally. I said I would get into it in part 2, but I didn't. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, some, like, episode similarities. In the, Too Beautiful You drama, they actually had like a pre-story kind of thing, stuff where they talked about like her getting ready to leave and leaving and then coming to Korea and all that stuff. Whereas in Hana Kimi, she just was there and then they took the story from there and like flashbacks and all that stuff, which I've kind of found a bit more effective because the first time I watched Too Beautiful You, I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. But the use of flashbacks was a lot better in Hana Kimi than it was in To a Beautiful You, even though there was one really good To a Beautiful You flashback where she talks about how she was so depressed, and actually I don't even think that was a flashback, I think that was more of something else. But she was talking about how she was so depressed and how his words were an inspiration to her and made her get into sports, or not into sports, but into doing sprinting and like all that stuff. And even the sayings were different for these two series. And To a Beautiful You, it was I can't really remember. It's been so long since I watched it, but it's like you need something about miracles. But like your dream is a miracle, and you can make miracles, kind of thing. And then in Hana Kimi, it's more of if you work hard, you will get rewarded for it. And they both kind of have the little thing and stuff where there's the little quarrel and stuff where it's all like, you said that that you were doing this and that this was a miracle and it's your miracle. And it's like, or you did the hard work and you got your reward and you deserved your reward. And so yeah, like they kind of had that in similar, or had that similarity. Another part was the accidents that caused these guys to stop high jumping. In Too Beautiful You, there's no real specification why he stopped. It was just, I'm stopping to stop. And in, or I think he like tore a muscle or something. I don't know. It was never really specified. It was just like, you have an injury, but it's all healed, so you can go back to it. But in Hana Kimi, it was, he got cut in the ankle when he was when he was trying to save a girl from being mugged, and he's like healed from his injury, but he didn't want to go back because he didn't want to be like he didn't want to have to deal with his father just like being his father who like didn't really care about his family, more cared about his sport. And so like yeah, and there's that entire conflict with that, whereas I don't really remember if that was ever mentioned in To Beautiful You. A little bit of differences is that in Hana Kimi there were a lot of party stuff and like a lot of competitions and all that stuff, whereas in To Beautiful You, the only like party type thing that I can remember was the marathon and then the after party of that, and like that's the only one that I can remember. It's been since like October since I watched this. You gotta remember that. But like they weren't very like fun and happy and like party guys and stuff, like most, like, high school guys are. They were really strict and it's like, let's focus on sports instead of partying. Whereas I bet if you ask most of the guys at my school or the school that my friends go to, if you ask them, would you rather go do sports or would you rather go party with your friends? I bet a majority, at least a 55% will say I'd rather go to a party because I don't have to do any actual work. And these guys in Hana, Kimi, they were being rewarded for their celebration, doing their competitions and all that other stuff. Like, there was one part where they were being rewarded for having a dance competition with giant gold-colored hunks of chocolate that they thought were gold bars, which they actually thought a school would give to them. But that's just boys being boys. You gotta admit it, it's just boys being boys. Sometimes they have their blonde moments, and so do girls. But when it's a big room full of guys, it's a big blonde moment sometimes. But anyways, let's see. The marathon itself, that was also a difference. In To a Beautiful You, she actually won the marathon. She fell down a few times and stuff, but she got back up and continued going. But she just twisted her ankle. You can still walk with that. But in Hana, Kimi, she got stepped on the foot with a cleat and then went and ran an entire marathon, when she's usually just used to sprinting. And so, like, if you've got a really, like, punctured, bloody foot, and you fall over, you're not getting back up. At least without someone's help. And she almost made it to the finish line, but then she fell over and couldn't get back up. And then Shino and her friend helped her and got her to the doctor's office. Another difference would have to be the doctor finding out. The doctor in Hana, Kimi kind of just automatically assumed because he has gay mind powers and stuff that's all like, ooh girl, yeah, girl. Whereas in To a Beautiful You, like, they never really specify how he finds out, but I'm assuming he just, like, kind of, I don't know. The way that the other guys, like all the guys in the school find out, that is definitely different for both stories. In To a Beautiful You, she ends up wearing her bindings too tight and ends up fainting because it is way too tight for her to breathe, and she, like, goes unconscious. And it's all like, oh, it's a girl. And so, but in in Hana, Kimi, she's putting up stuff on the wall and standing on a ladder, and someone knocks into the ladder, and she falls and hits her head and gets knocked unconscious, which seems kind of a bit more realistic, kind of. Because I highly doubt she would be stupid enough to, like, pull it too tight. Like, because you can just, like, really fix it, like, really easy, like a Band-Aid. But no, you just gotta keep it that way for the rest of the day. Whereas, like, it's an unpredictable issue with Hana, Kimi and stuff where, like, it could happen anytime. And that's what happened. Just happened, and so when she got knocked unconscious, and one dude went to go get the doctor, and stuff, and while they're doing that, it's like, while we're waiting and stuff, why don't we, like, loosen up his shirt so that he can get some air and all that stuff to make sure he's still breathing, and start unbuttoning his shirt, and they see the bindings, and then like, the doctor comes and runs and is like, don't touch it! And so, like, picks her up and runs away. And then, like, they're like, did you see that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And even the goodbye scene, I'm missing it, like, a big, huge chunk in the middle, but that's because a lot of this wasn't addressed in To a Beautiful You. But, like, and then some of the other stuff wasn't addressed in Hana, Kimi because they're totally different, because one's a stick in the mud and the other one's not. But the goodbye scenes are also totally different as well. For the goodbye scene in To a Beautiful You, like, the main actor, or not main actor, the main character, who's played by Min-ho, is away at a competition, and they find out, and so it's all like, well, I guess I immediately have to leave. And so she gets on a plane and goes bye-bye, and then they don't see her until a year later. And then in Hana, Kimi, there's, like, he's there, everyone's there, like, the entire school is there, plus a whole bunch of their friends that they made along the way. are all like crowded at the gate of the school, including the principal, who only shows up at the first and the last episode, even though they talk about her all the time. I don't know why. But they're all crowded around the gate, and some like big sappy long, like half an hour long goodbye scene, which I got tired of after the first like 5 minutes. And then like it's all like, well, I'm gonna take you to the airport, but I'm so tired. Why don't you come with us, Shino? So like if I fall asleep, you can take the wheel. And so like they have this sappy goodbye scene at the airport and stuff, and like they hug and they kiss, and I actually took a screenshot of this because it looks so awkward but so adorable at the same time, and I will insert the picture in here somewhere. There's a big sappy like lovey goodbye scene and stuff, and then she goes and stuff, and then a month later she gets a notice saying that the entire school is on a trip to California. 1 month. That's how long they could last without her. And it's the entire school from Japan coming all the way to California just to see her. Whereas in Too Beautiful You, it's 1 year later, and it's just that one guy. And he's just like, by the way, did I tell you I was coming? Like, no warning whatsoever. At least in Hana, Kimi, she got a notice within, like, an hour or so, probably. And, like, in Hana, Kimi, she didn't seem very happy to see him. Like, she literally, see them. Like, got the notice and stuff, and it's like, entire school coming to California. No! So, whereas in Too Beautiful You and stuff, it's all like, you're here! And, like, sort of, like, sappy love story thing. But I definitely missed a lot in between. There was a lot of stuff that went on between, but it's totally different between the two stories is the middle because of the enthusiastic nature that was the entire series. Also in Too Beautiful You, they had like this little like love thingy-mabobber going on and stuff with the guy and one of his younger like childhood friends and stuff. Whereas in Hana, Kimi, there's like a 2-second little thing and stuff where it's all like, it's like, I'm taking the wallet of the woman that you love and stuff, and no one knows that she's a woman and stuff, but I can like give this wallet to someone and they can like expose her as a woman, and yeah. And then it's all like, it's like, can you give me the wallet? And it's all like, you love her, right? And it's all like, yeah. And then it's like, okay, you can have the wallet. It's like literally it. And so like, yeah, there was a lot of differences between the series, but they were both really good series. And whether you want a stick in the mud, but a really good series, or a fun in the sun, happy, like, boys being boys series, they're both really good, and they both portray the story pretty good, but one portrays it more like the manga than the other one does, but they're both the same story, but both told by different cultures, and I liked both of them, and I definitely recommend seeing both of them, and I'm finally done. And I will see you guys later. Bye.